Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Maria, and today I'm going to do a Valentine's Day, more of a Valentine's evening look, and none of it is going to be pink. I had to think about what I was going to use for this video, and I decided what would I reach for if I was going to go out to dinner with my husband. And that's exactly what I'm going to use today. None of these products, apart from the Hourglass primer that I'm about to put on, is new. All the products have been around for quite a while. So let's get started on the primer. This is the Hourglass Vanish. It's the airbrush primer. I did a video on this and I love it. It's just working really well with all my foundations and just gives a beautiful finish to my skin, and also a beautiful base for other foundations. It's really, really lovely. And I am finding I'm slowly trialing a few foundations that are probably more suited with my oily skin, more for the autumn and winter. But I'm finding with this primer that I'm able to use those foundations in the warmer months as well. Since it's summer here in New Zealand, I'm able to trial that out. So I'm very, very impressed with this primer. And for the foundation today, I'm going to use the Tom Ford. It's the shade and Illuminate. It's the Soft Radiance one. This is in the shade Ivory Beige, and it's number 5.6. This is one of my favorite foundations. I think this gives a really beautiful finish. Just got 2 pumps on my hand, and today I'm going to use a beauty blender to put my foundation on, because I'm going to be using the beauty blender to do a few other things as well. So for concealer, I'm going to use the Chanel. This is the long wear one. This is in the shade B30. I'm only going to put a tiny amount on because I'm going to put on an extra product under my eyes today to lighten it all up underneath. Then I'm just going to put some eye primer on. This is the Sonia G. This is the Jumbo Concealer from the Fusion set. And just using the MAC Paint Pot. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows. I'm going to use the Chanel. It's the Defining Longwear Eyebrow Pencil. This is in the shade Bronze Clear. Now, because this is an evening look, I'm actually going to use today, I'm going to use some contour and also brighten up underneath my eyes. I really don't do this much anymore. I don't find it, with my mature skin, very forgiving for during the day. But for the evening, I think it looks really, really lovely. This is a really old product. This is the MAC Prep and Prime. It is in the colour Light Boost. And this has been around for years, and it just has the brush on the end. And I just lay that. You can lay quite a bit on because it does go into the skin really, really well. And the other place that I use this is down the sides here, because light brings these forward so that the folds that I have there don't seem quite as deep. You can put quite a bit of this product on. It's really, really forgiving. So I'm going to go all out today and do it how I used to do it when I was a bit younger. And down the bridge of my nose, on the top of my lip, and just in the middle here. And then using the Beauty Blender, the other side from where I put the foundation on, I just blend it in. This does blend in really, really easily. The other thing with this product is that it doesn't dry down too quick either. So you've got plenty of time to blend it all out. And then just to make sure that it has gone in properly under my eyes, I still take my fingers and just press it through, because I just find the warmth of my fingers helps the product to just blend into my skin, especially under my eyes, just that little bit better. So I'm just going to let that sit for a few minutes, just while I do my contour before I powder under my eyes, because there may be a build-up of product, and I will go over it again with the Beauty Blender before I powder under my eyes. So for the contour, I do have, well, I have a couple of different contours, but I'm going to use today is the Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Hollywood Contour Wand, and this is in Fair Medium. And I'm also going to put a bit under here as well. Then I'm going to take the Sonia G, this is the classic base, and just blend it out. One thing I do like about this Charlotte Tilbury one is that it does blend out really, really beautifully. And I don't want a really harsh contour line. I just want just a sort of deep shadow there. But you can see how easily this contour blends out. It's very, very forgiving. So if you haven't tried doing contouring before, I really recommend this. I just like it because, as I said, it's just very, very forgiving and just blends out beautifully. And then I just take a brush like this. It's quite short bristles on it and quite dense. And I go back into the contour here. And this is for down my nose if I want to put contour on. And then I just take a smaller brush. This is another Sonia G one. This is the soft concealer, and I just blend it out. So really the contour that I do is fairly soft and fairly subtle. Then I'm going to lightly powder my face now. I'm going to take the Sonia G, this is the Face 1, and the Sisley Loose Powder. This is in shade 2, and buff that in. And then to powder under my eyes, I'm going to use the one I normally do. It's the By Terry, the Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. This is a pressed powder in this palette here, and I just take that shade and I put it on using my finger, just a tiny amount, just enough to set it. And I'm also going to put on a little bit of bronzer, not a lot, but I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder, and this is in the shade Medium. And I recently picked up, this is a Sonia G, this is the Niji Pro brush. I'm just going to pop on a little bit of bronzer. And for the eyeshadow today, I'm going to use a palette that I've had a while, and this has been round a while as well. This is a gorgeous eyeshadow palette. This is the Pat McGrath Labs. It's the Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction palette. And all of these big palettes I keep in the original packaging. And I also keep the cards that name the shades that come with them as well. I'm not going to swatch this palette, but I will show you inside. So this is the Color Story. Just an absolutely gorgeous palette. I love it. The bronze in here is just beautiful, and you can create a really, really stunning look. So to begin with, I'm going to take the Rapha number 15, and I'm going to go into this shade here. Like the other Pat McGrath palettes, they are very pigmented. And I'm going to take this all the way up to my brow bone and just above, just so it's just underneath my eyebrow. Then I'm going to take the Sonia G Soft Definer brush, and using that same shade, I'm going to run that under my lower lash line. And then still using that same shade, this is the Sonia G, this is the Mini Booster. And I just want to just go through my crease and just above. Just want to place down a little bit more pigment. I'm going to take the Sonia G Worker 3 and I want to go into this deeper shade here. And I'm going to put that on the outer corner and also above here as well, because I want a fairly smoky look. Then I'm going to take the Blender Pro and just run over that a little bit just to soften it out. Then I'm going to take the soft definer again and go into that deep shade and run that under my lower lash line as well. And then I'm going to take the Sonia G, this is the Worker 3, and I'm going to go into this beautiful shade here. It is a stunning shade. I've worn it before quite a few times and I just love it. And I'm also going to take it quite a bit above as well. Now I'm just going to change brushes. This is a Chukahodo brush. This is the F06 brush. And I'm just going to go over that again. I just got a little bit more control when it comes to putting it up through here. Then I'll take the Rapha number 3. There is this beautiful shade here, and I want to put that in the inner corner and just under through here. Now I'm going to go back with the Blender Pro into that deepest matte shade again and just put a little bit more in the outer corner. And then back with the Rapha number 3 and back into this shade here. I think I'm going to put a little bit more right under my lower lash line as well. Now I'm going to put on some eyeliner. This is the Chanel Long Lasting one, and this is in the shade Espresso. So I've now put some mascara on as well. So now I'm going to pop on some blush. The mascara was the Chanel Le Volume 1, which I absolutely love, but everything that I'm putting on my face today will be in the description box below and linked. So this is the NARS Air Matte Blush, and this is the colour Torch, and it is fairly bold, but these are really beautiful blushes. So I'm first going to pop some on, just a little bit. I don't want it as bright as what my eyes look, but I still just want that same sort of colour through on my cheeks. So I just go lightly to begin with. I'm going to use my Beauty Blender in a minute, but first of all I'll just blend it out a little bit with my fingers. It does blend out beautifully using your fingers. Then I'm going to take the Beauty Blender and just help blend it out. So I just want really that flush of colour, because for me, I've got quite bold eyes. I'm also going to be wearing a really bold lipstick. So I just want the blush to be more subtle. And then for lipstick, I'm going to use a Tom Ford one. This is in the shade 71 Contempt, and it is a very bold orange, and I don't have a lip liner in orange. I need to get one. So here is the final look. It's definitely not your normal Valentine's sort of pink colours, but I love the browns and the oranges, and this shade in here also throws red as well. I think it looks really, really lovely. As I said, this isn't a look that I would wear during the day, but I think it looks really beautiful for the evening. and I have done this look a couple of times, not on a video, and my husband really loves it. He loves this colour eyeshadow and this colour lipstick on me as well. I really love this NARS blush. I could have gone a lot bolder, but because I had the bold lipstick and the bold eyeshadow, I really just wanted a hint of that colour, but didn't want really bold cheeks as well. And I didn't put on any highlighter. I really think what I've got on is enough, but I think a very subtle gold sort of highlighter would look really beautiful as well. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.